Hello and welcome back to Camp Ash. We will be finishing off the Ernesto route. So yeah, we finally got together with Ernesto. He is a very nice guy. He's very down to earth, very I don't know, he's just very nice. Like out of all the characters, he's like the most normal one. Like even Miriam, who is like a little bit more normal than the rest, she still has her like little quirks. But Ernesto's just sort of like, I'm here, I want to work. And if I make friends, then cool. If I don't, then sucks to be them. But yeah, like out of so far in this whole story, Ernesto has been my favorite. Aside from Chip, and Chip, maybe just because he's like the main character, but like I like Ernesto. Like even in the ending screen where you're gonna see all the characters together, like I like how he looks right there. I even like his sprite. But yeah, anyways, yeah, we're gonna basically see what's gonna happen when you try to outrun a forest fire. Or would it be referred to as a wildfire? I think it's both, I guess. And yeah, like spoilers, it's not gonna be pretty. But yeah. Also, Trisha with Duke. Wow. Out of all the pairings that I could have thought of, I did not think those two. And I'm pretty sure that Dale wasn't with Miriam. I think Miriam just probably found him drunk. Although, anyways, whatever. So yeah, without further ado, let us finish out the Ernesto route. We catch up with the others before long. What do we do? The fire is covering the way out. Down the hill here. It's the only way. We're at the edge of camp. There is nothing but forest in front of us, leading off property. There is a steep hill down to the forest below. The tiers of the camp buildings up on the apex of Berngruff's cabin in the opposite direction. There is no coming back up once we start heading down. This is the only part of the mountain not on fire. We have to go now. The river. Why can't we just run to the river? It's in the opposite direction. We can't get to any of the water from here. It stops at the lake anyways. The lake was through the infernal fire that blew past Duke and the mess hall. We just have to keep running then. Wildfires move faster than we can run, don't they? Then we have to get lucky. Ernesto and Miriam take the lead, stepping into the thick brush of the hill. They try to shimmy their way down, legs outstretched and angled to catch themselves on the hill. Janice and I are right behind them, scaling down on our slimmer frames behind the pair. They do their hard work of finding a safe way down for us. Trisha practically sprints down the hill on her hooves, keeping herself upright most of the way. She manages to snag her wool on a brush, but still makes it to the relative even floor before Miriam or Ernesto get to the bottom. I don't think that I can do this. Dale is at the top of the hill still, looking down with wide eyes. I'm just going to fall and break my leg or something. You're going to die if you stay up there. The fire is growing closer. The sound of the nurse's station going up in flames and crumbling is accompanied by the chemicals ringing out in explosions. Dale, you need to go down that way. Look, I'm making it down. Your claws are made for this. Hurry your fat ass up before I climb back up and drag you down myself. Janice's words reach the otter, who takes a tentative step up before he immediately loses his balance and trips, starting to roll down the hillside right after. I would laugh if I wasn't sure that he was going to break his neck. Or if one of our friends didn't just die. Schlick. Before he picks enough speed to kill himself, the otter's heavy tail gets snagged on a branch, snapping him painfully to a stop. There is a sick crunching side, accompanying his sudden stop. Oh my god, Dale! Fuck, are you okay? We've all stopped our descent by now, everyone's eyes on the otter. He manages to roll past me and Janice, stopping between us and Miriam and Ernesto. Shit, did he break his spine? I can move. Dale wriggles pathetically, his arms and legs spasming out. Your tail is stuck. Fix it and keep going down. I'm just going to fall again. Help him, Chip. Slide out and help him. I'm coming, man. I start the process of sliding over to him, finding rocks and foothills in the brush and branches to make it to the otter. Janice and Miriam continue their trek down. Ernesto waits where he's at, ready to provide assistance if Dale and I fall. I'm here. I'm here. I make it to Dale's tail, my paws digging into the brush to help snap him out. The branches cut and scrape against my skin, a few thorns getting lodged into my fur on the way. I'm gonna get you out of this, you hear me? Oh God, I'm so sorry, Chip. He's crying. This is all my fault. You didn't start this fucking fire, did you? No, but I fell. If I wasn't so damn fat or clumsy, you wouldn't be dealing with this shit. The fire reaches the top of the hill, the trees and dead leaves going up in flames in an instant. Hot embers carry on the wind, start to blow directly at us. Fuck. There's no time. Hold on. Wait. I don't bother listening to him, finally just snapping the branch holding his tail before he can find purchase on the hillside. It'll be better if he broke his neck than burned alive at this point. Gotcha. Ernesto just had enough time and space to leap out, bracing himself on well-placed trees with one arm and reaching out for Dale with his other paw. The wolf snags Dale's shirt, tearing the fabric in the process. It's enough to slow Dale down to the point that the otter can orient himself, turning to his back and sliding down the rest of the way, feet first. I scramble away from the bush, a spark sending the dead leaves on fire just as I start to slide down the hill towards the bottom with everyone else. Miriam braces herself at the bottom, letting Dale run into her and taking the impact on braced legs. Get him up! Ernesto is at my side. A moment later, the two of us running, falling down the rest of the steep hill together. I make it to the bottom without issue, only managing to trip over my tail from the momentum. Ernesto grabs my wrist as I fall, pulling me back into him with enough force to keep the both of us from tumbling over together. He lands with a soft oof onto the pile of dead leaves at the base of the hill, my smaller frame landing on top of his chest, the two of us laid snout to snout in a daze. Didn't know you were into having an audience, Nutria. Shut up. We need to keep moving. My face blushes hard as I untangle our limbs from each other, practically pushing off of the wolf. I'm expecting to be met with a gaggle of stares and jeers, but everyone else had already turned around and started running into the forest. Keep up, Chip. Ernesto jogs past me, catching up with the others. I shake myself out of the daze and follow after him. The hill behind us is completely engulfed in fire, just as we get away and into the forest below. We run for a long time. The heat of the flames is on our backs, the ash raining down above us, drowning out any natural light. There is constant up and downs, small cliffs and ledges to hop up and down, scurrying about the rocks and weeds. The others are much better suited for this kind of stuff, climbing around the foliage and hillsides, than me and Dale. I'd be in the back behind everyone else if Dale wasn't out of shape on land. Though he's not far behind me. Ernesto stays with us mostly, helping us up and down when needed. A few times we both have to pull Dale up to the next section, to the next rock, across the next log. It's hard to look at the others in the face each time, now we're slowing everyone else down. How much risk is going on with our escape plan? We managed to stay ahead of the fire, a gust of wind blowing us further and further into the forest as walls of flame fall further and further behind. We need a plan. We can't all just keep running around out here randomly. Janice coughs into her paw, the soot starting to stain her lighter color fur. I don't think that there's anything in this direction. There's just mountains. Trisha's wool is practically gray at this point, the bright and healthy white sheen fully smudged and hidden. The rest of the range is this way. We won't hit it running at this speed, but there isn't anywhere else to go. What about up and over this mountain? We've gone so far down that we end up on sheer cliff faces needing to climb. We don't have any climbing gear, let alone enough time to use. I need a break to rest. Dale scrambles with the canteen, ripping off the lid to take a large drink of water. He misses his muzzle and his exhaustion, splashes of water rolling off of his chest fur. Slow down. We don't have a lot to go around. We need to save it for the first aid, for burns too. Screw that. If I pass out from dehydration, I'm just gonna die. We can't go turning on each other now. We have to work together to make it. Janice coughs again. I don't know if I can make it much farther myself. I'm so tired. We need to keep pushing on. There is no time for this. There's no fucking time for anything, asshole. I figured that she'd be mad at me still, not thinking straight or caring about throwing a fit. But with how childish she's acting, I'm happy that she's not my problem right now. The thought sickens me. Do we know where we're at all? We're off any map from camp now. We came up from the southeast up the mountain and we've headed northwest. Your topography map doesn't cover this part, and none of the maps at camp were from here because we're off property. There's no trail or anything here then? No, there's no ranger stations, no hiking paths, no services. We're practically an open wilderness. People must have come through here before, though. It's not unexplored. There's just no help nearby or coming. This is the roughest part of the mountain. All the old trails through and over are west from camp. And we've just headed more and more west into the mountains. The desert is below us too. If we could make it there, the fire wouldn't follow us fast, if at all. So we're just headed deeper and deeper into the raging inferno? The others don't respond. How long do we have to keep running? Until the wind stops or changes direction. Even then, we're not going to make it far in this ash. Trisha shakes off a thick and heavy layer from her head wool for emphasis. I don't want to die up here. I don't want to die like that. And I don't want to just give up. We run as far and for as long as we have to. I don't know how much longer that is. We take a few more minutes to catch our breath before continuing along the random path laid out in front of us into the forest. Our group eventually crests the hill, allowing us to turn around and see the true extent of the fire behind us. The entire mountainside is burning. Any and all the way off the mountains are cut off or about to be cut off from the walls of fire as tall as the trees. Even if we could rappel down the cliffside, the fire was outpacing us to the south, wrapping and twisting its way like a snake. An ancient trap finally sprung to lead us deeper into the hills and underdeveloped forest. The blood-red sky continues to cook us alive as we hike onwards. The fire starts to catch up to us on our downward hike. The flames have kept a distance from us that has been manageable until we make it to the current stretch of flat forest floor. I've gone through most of my water by now too. I'm sure I've overheard Janice and Dale both saying that they finished theirs as well. Having to hike without any kind of trail is brutal too. There is no paths that are completely unreachable or unreasonable, so much brush to force ourselves through. So many spiders and assuredly snakes that we have to skitter by and around. Most of the large feral animals have fled by now. The ash and heat have pushed the minor threat out of the way. I'm pretty sure that we'll all be dead if a feral bear that was scared and hurt came running up to us at this point. My aching arms almost give out pulling myself up under the ledge. Ernesto had stopped helping a while ago, the strain becoming too heavy for the wolf. Janice had fallen behind with Dale. I bet the smoke is getting to her smaller frame first. Her smoking habit not helping at all, I'm sure. Go ahead of me, Cooper. I need to catch my breath. Are you sure, Jan? Yeah. The fire was catching up on the two again. Miriam and Trisha are far ahead, the pair much more used to hiking and much better suited. Ernesto was between them and us, trying to keep an even eye on everything going on. Dale goes to pull himself up the same ledge, the height just above where his shoulder is. His paws reach out for something to latch onto. Fuck, I can't do this anymore. Janice, let me lift you up. You can make it. I'm not leaving you like that. You can't pull me up anyways. Don't remind me. I can't let him down this time. I return to the edge of the ledge, getting down on my knees and extend a paw to the pair. Once I have a grip on him, push him up, Janice. I can't lift him up. Just push and wait till he has a hold on me. I'm really sorry, guys. Call your new boyfriend to lift him up, Bronson. He's too far ahead. Miriam, then? They ditched us a while ago. Hurry up, Dale. I hold my paw out more, knees locked into place. Okay, I'm coming. Our paws interlock. I can't lift you up on your own. You have to push up too. I know. I feel his weight start to drag me down, my feet barely finding purchase on the earth below. Dale's face is strained and his arms begin to shake as he starts to lift off the bottom. I'm almost there. I have him held up with just tension at this point, the ground below us becoming more and more slippery as we start to lose traction. Push! The memories of that night come rushing back. He's so heavy. I'm sorry. Lift. Just a little bit more. Oh my god. The fire was almost at us now. We've wasted too much time. I'm not strong enough. But I am. A rush of adrenaline surges through me. My muscles tense and pull more than they have before. I take a step back, and the claws on my feet feel like they extend further than usual and find deeper perches into the soil. I won't lose either of you like this. My arms snap and bend in painful contusions, my eyes blackening out for a second as my body breaks past its natural limits. Dale lands next to me, the ground practically shaking as his weight flops down. My arms feel broken. I can just wiggle my fingertips so that they're not that bad, but something is wrong, pulled, sprained, words I don't know how to use right. Dale is breathing heavy next to me, practically dry heaving from the exertion of pulling himself up. Janice! The coyote is flat on her back, sweat practically dripping down her fur as she pants heavily. Did he make it? Yeah, now come on, we're getting you up. I don't have the strength. Let me pull you up. I hold out my arm and paw for her, beckoning her up the edge. Ernesto, come help us, please. Dale cries out for help while I try to fix the situation. Okay, I'm coming. I don't know how much my arms can give right now, but I have to try. All those years didn't mean nothing to me. Janice doesn't mean nothing to me. Her paw grips mine, and I'm able to hold hers back. Ready? The tip of her snout barely comes to the edge of the edge. I got you. Janice puts her weight on me, my body braced as best as it can to lift her up as my arms dangle down from the edge. Fuck! My arm seizes the moment her feet leave the ground. I drop her, the coyote's grip not strong enough to hold onto me by herself. Oh god! She lands on her ankle, twisting it nearly all the way around. Ouch. Janice! You dropped me, you piece of shit! All the anger and hatred in her voice is back now, even as the wall of fire threatens to swallow her whole. I hurt my arm getting Dale up. Figures you'd end up dying while you save all your faggot boyfriends. What? Face it, Chip. She continues her triad through tears, light flat on her back as the forest fire below creeps ever closer. You're a queer, a puff, a fairy. You're not strong enough for me. You're not even enough of a man for me, and I'm going to die here because of it. I have to do something. Now. Or we'll all die. Should I help Janice? No. You're not my responsibility anymore, Janice. I pick myself off the floor, dusting away the leaves and ash as best as I can. I'm sorry that I wasn't what you wanted. I'm sorry that I couldn't save you. I tried. Chip. Her facade breaks. Chip, I love you. I stand over, looking at her from the edge. Save me, and we could try again, okay? There is the desperation again. I won't tell your pot that you're a fag if you save me. Please? I turn to leave, disgusted but not surprised. I'm coming, Jan. Dale rolls himself off the ledge, landing badly on his knees on the forest below. What are you doing? I'm not leaving Jan to die, even if she's a crazy bitch. The otter scoops up the crying coyote in her arms. Oh, Dale, you came back for me. Dale lifts, using the last of his strength to lift Janice high into the air, high enough to get her on the edge of the cliffside. Take her, Bronson! Hurry! I reach down to roll Janice onto the ledge with me. The pain is intense in my arms, but it's getting better now. Oh, Chip, I was just kidding about all that stuff, I promise. Shut up and get on my shoulder. Ernesto has made his way to us, leaving his lead ahead of the fire to help out. Nutria, hold on! Ernesto is on his stomach, reaching down to pull Dale up. I start to limp away from the scene, Janice clinging uselessly to my shoulder, barely putting weight on her good foot as we hobble away from the scene. Now! Ernesto heaves, doing his best to drag Dale up. Fuck, I can't. Their paws slip and Dale goes tumbling back down, tail rolling over his head, and into the pit of fire below. Ah! The smoke and flames obscure him as he continues to fall down the hillside, his screams becoming more distant. My eyes are too dry to cry. Fuck! Ernesto's voice is shaky and guttural. He jogs past us, face stricken with grief. The wolf just dropped my best friend to his death. The one who traded his life for Janice's. For the person who hated him for who he was. I want to drop her. I want to leave her here, make her crawl out of the hell around us. But I keep carrying her anyways. She refuses to look me in the eyes as we continue to slog away from the edge. Miriam and Trisha are so far ahead of us. Even if I called out for help and they ran back here, the fire would catch up to me and Janice before they could make it. Ernesto is holding his own, hiking along the wooded foothills in a daze. Ernie? He doesn't look back. Ernie, please. I don't think that I can carry her out of this. My arms still feel broken. Her weight on my shoulder is causing enough pain for blurry spots to form across my vision. I can't leave her here. I can't. I can't hear those things from her again. Then we're gonna die here. Part of me wants that. Part of me wants to let go. After knowing that she doesn't care anymore. After knowing that she was going to ruin my life. What's even left for me after I get back? Chip? She's looking up at me, her eyes finally dry. Chip, you can put me down. No, not after Dale. I said put me down. She wrestles out of my grip, throwing herself to the ground. Fuck. Janice, I can't let you die here. I'm not gonna abandon you. You already did. I can't do it again. You have to. You were right. Fuck, I can't get you killed too. You don't care anymore. I don't want it on my conscience. I don't think my soul can take any more stains. I can't be at fault for someone else dying. I look down at her, my face and words not my own. You're disgusting. I turn away from her and head towards the others. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She doesn't care at all if I die. I'm sorry. She's sorry. I already knew that. When she starts screaming and get enough of my mind back to start jogging after Ernesto and the others. She didn't care if I died or not. She just didn't want any more blood on her hands. She didn't want any more guilt on her soul. She didn't want any more of me. It takes me a while to catch up to Ernesto. He refuses to look at me. We're not keeping pace with Miriam and Trisha, the pair so far ahead that we eventually start to lose sight of them. Ernesto waits for me on more difficult parts of the journey, but he doesn't help anymore. He keeps his pace slower on his longer strides, letting my legs keep up with him, but doesn't offer warmth. He isn't giving me what I want from him, what I need from him right now. Everything that I've known is gone, my closest friend, my ex-girlfriend, the people that I've shared so much of my life with. And that fucking wolf is just there, catatonic from losing some guy he didn't give a shit about. Like I didn't lose both of them when they both mattered to me, and how they were both my fault. It eats away at my mind much heavier than seeing Duke burn to death in front of me. It's not like I don't know that didn't happen to the others, but they were my fault. More stains for my soul. What a cruel fucking twist of a knife Janice left me with. The truth. I've lost track of time completely. My canteen is long empty and my legs are starting to feel as sore as my arms. I want to scream at Ernesto. I need him to talk to me, to say something to me, even if it's just to blame me. I just need him to acknowledge me. I'm such a fucking hypocrite. I could just talk to him myself. I could try to snap him back to reality. But I've grown bitter these last few hours. I've let the anger and hatred sit with me for too long. He should suffer and stew in it just like he's making me. We should just feed off of each other's shitty emotions till we both die. Sit in the constant ache and toil of climbing up and down these fucking woods. All while flames knock on our heels. As the sky continues to burn red. All while ash continues to choke out my lungs. Hours go by before Ernesto finally speaks up to me. I need you. His voice is cracked and dry, his body just as dehydrated and beaten down as mine. What? I need you to carry some of this for me. The wolf hauled out a bag of supplies Miriam gave him earlier. My shoulders hurt from carrying it. I keep swapping, but it's putting me off balance. We didn't bring the right gear for this long of a hike to carry something like this. And I'm supposed to carry it for you? I carried you and Dale up half this mountain for hours. My arms and shoulders hurt from helping you. You owe me. I'm not the one who dropped him. If you keep staring at me like that, I'm just going to drop it on the floor. Right here, Otter. Carry the supplies. I'll take the supplies with me. I might need them later. Whatever. The wolf drops the bag on the floor before continuing his march anyway. I bend down, picking up the supplies with my shaky arms and continue after him. My pace picks up just enough to walk side by side with him. I won't let myself fall behind anymore. Why are you doing this, Ernie? Doing what? Trying to survive? Why are you acting like a psychopath? The wolf spits into the dirt in front of us. What a fucked up thing to ask me. You're being an asshole. I thought you cared about me. I didn't. I didn't say that I don't care about you, Otter. Why are you being such a dick then? I really couldn't carry them anymore. My shoulder is probably dislocated. Why did you drop them on the floor? I don't want to hesitate anymore. What's that supposed to mean? Back then, when Dale first called out to me on the ledge, I didn't go back right away. I saw how close the fire was and I just kept going forward. Why did you come back at all? Because I saw you stay to help, even though you said that you were going to leave her there. Is this about what Janice said? No, she was crazy, desperate, mean. But this is because I messed up. I fucking dropped someone to their death. Someone you lifted up. Janice helped me out with that. Bullshit. There is no way that she could have made up the difference between us. I know that I'm stronger than you. How? We lifted Dale up and you didn't. Because I didn't try hard enough. You dislocated your shoulder doing that. There was nothing more that you could do. Then I'm not enough. Ernie, why did it take you so long to talk with me? We've been going for so many fucking miles and all this bullshit just has been rattling around in my head the whole time. I want to lie to him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I should though. Is it that fucked up of a reason that you think that you should lie? I make sure Trisha and Miriam are out of earshot. I wanted you to be as hurt as I was. I wanted you to know how sad and fucked up inside I was about losing Dale and even Janice like that. I didn't want to hurt alone. I'm so fucking stupid. You're selfish, Otter. Ernesto's voice is distant. But I get it. I knew you were some kind of trouble when I met you. You're just saying that. I could smell it on you. You can't smell emotions, Wolf. I could smell your different friends on you. How long have you been such a messy otter for? My whole life. We keep walking step in step together for a while. Trisha and Miriam start to slow down, the two of us eventually catching up to them. Glad to see you're both still alive? They don't ask about the others. There's no time to slow down. We have to keep pace away from the fire. I think it's starting to gain on us again. The fire had kept spreading. Our path was even widening, the flames skirting ahead of us every now and then, changing our direction and making the hike more and more difficult than a clean escape. It at least explained how we couldn't outrun a raging forest fire, even if it seemed impossible in our heads. Trish's, The sheep coughs. The smoke is really starting to get to her. I'm pretty sure that we lost a few years on our lives just breathing this shit on for so long. I told my parents that I wouldn't smoke. It sucks that I'm breathing in far worse going to work. Trisha's voice is weak and tired. I've kept a nasty smoking habit. I promise you cigarettes are worse. At least they make you feel good. This is free though. Ernesto manages to crack a smile on a downtrodden and beaten up muzzle. I try my best to match his energy, but my face hurts too much. My skin feels caked and raw, fur absolutely singed. I wish that we had more water. That was everything that I could pack. Why are we so fucked up? I know the smoke is bad and we've been at this for hours, but something feels wrong with my everything. The ash doesn't stop the radiation from the sun. So we've just been cooking this whole time? The forest wasn't thick enough to cover us in shade. The trees are too thinned out to form a covered canopy, just close enough to make a wall of burning death. There wasn't any scale screen, let alone fur screen to help you guys out. I guess that's why you've been okay. A whole day in the sun isn't great, but it's definitely less harsh on me, yeah. I just want to go home. Trisha falls to her knees, a coughing fit choking out her lungs. The ash falls heavier around us. You know, it kind of looks like the fog when it's this close. It did look like that, like it was snowing and foggy at the same time, but the acidic smell on my nose and choking sensation on my tongue let me know that it wasn't true. Just some sick fantasy, a desperate hope lost in the woods. Come on, you need to keep moving. The fire crackles on behind us, snaking through the forest, keeping us moving in macabre march, and it was closing in on us as soon as we slowed down. Let me carry you. She's got it. What? She literally fell to the ground. I can make it. I know I can. I've walked farther than with Miriam before. Long hikes through the canyon for camping trips. You had enough food, water, and rest, though, for that. I can still make it. Not with the smoke choking you out. She doesn't need your help, Ernesto. What is this about more? Miriam, please just let Ernesto help me. You don't need him to help you. What the fuck is going on? It's a little too late for all of this. You have to let it go. I won't. The fire roars ever closer. We don't have time. We're leaving now. This is starting to reach us. The branches above us are catching fire. We had so much to look forward to. We could finally make it work, Trisha. So you're going to let me die? Move out of the way, lizard. I am helping her up. Ernesto goes to pick up Trisha from the ground. I said no! Miriam tackles the wolf, the two sent skirting to the ground in an awkward pile. She doesn't need a man to save her. Oh God. Trisha tries to stand, her legs shaky and weak. I offer a paw to help. Come on, hurry. Get back. Miriam's on her feet in a moment, rushing right at me this time. She hits me head on and I'm sent flying back a few feet with Aguila left on top of me. Miriam, you're fucking crazy. She did this. She threw everything away. Stop it. Stop this. It doesn't matter. We're not gonna make it anyways. I do my best to wiggle free, unable to get Miriam's weight off of me. The smoke and ash is going to kill us all. There is no point in any of it left. You don't know that. Yes, I do. You know it too. We're not making it out of here, even if we could rest or drink water. It's just all gone to shit. We have to try, Miriam. You didn't let us try. It was just some fun. We were both drunk. The mood was shit and he was there. I think that I'm starting to understand. Where were you anyways? With fucking Dale? Shut up. Look out! A branch above Trisha snaps, the fiery piece of wood headed directly for Trisha. No! She's off of me before it gained momentum, shielding the sheep next to us just as it comes crashing down heavy on her back. Arrgh! The branch landed with a hard thud, the fire igniting the leaves around us. We're leaving! Ernesto manages to get Trisha before the fire can engulf her, dragging her by the wrist away from the scene. Miriam collapses the moment that Trisha is clear, the fire catching on her clothes and scales. Miriam! I reach out a paw to help, desperate to not let someone else succumb to the flames. Ah, fuck! The pile of dead leaves blows, sending a quick splattering of flames at me. My legs is scorched by the adjacent blaze. I manage to roll away, pulling myself to my knees on shaky paws. The fur on my leg is singed, the flesh underneath practically boiling from the intense heat. It's far up enough my calf that I can still put pressure on my limb. My body manages to lurch itself forward on instinct as a tree next to me starts to fall towards us. The log lands on top of the Gila, her entire body engulfed at this point. There is a sick snapping of bones. Miriam reaches out from the pyre of tree limbs. She's probably unable to scream with the weight of the tree on her back. We can only run away, the wall of fire just a few seconds away at this point. Trisha clings to Ernesto's back, the pair managing to slip behind me on my limping leg. The burn is bad. I'm probably going to get an infection at this point, but a missing limb isn't going to kill me today. That can be tomorrow's problem. We managed to outpace the torrent of ash and smoke for a while, the fire starting to burn slower as the wind starts to change directions. The blood-red sky is starting to dim too. Have we been running for an entire summer's day? We march on, gaining distance over the hours. Until we finally have enough room to rest, the wind blowing back the way we came. The tendrils of fire to our sides had stretched out far behind our sides. We have time before they start to close in. There is a new problem though. The walls of fire at our sides have started to loop back around, enclosing in the distance. Pretty soon we'll be surrounded by a ring of fire. While we're not getting fully chased by the flames now, there is no way out of the current inferno. Even if we ran as fast as healthy legs would carry us, not even Duke could sprint to the oncoming torrent. Ernesto lowers Trisha to the ground. The wolf collapses as soon as the weight is off, his paws going to clutch his shoulder in apparent pain. He put down the supplies from his shoulders hurting, but manages to carry Trisha the rest of the way. Where did he find that strength? We take a seat on the ground, panting and exhausted. We avoid looking at each other. No one wants to acknowledge that it's all but for nothing, even if there's time to rest for now. I take a seat next to the pair, our apparent end catching up on us. I unslung the supplies on my shoulder, digging through the bag for something to help with my leg. There is some burn cream and bandages. I do my best to clean my leg, putting on the ointment and wrapping my injury. It's not going to fix anything, but it'll help for now. We sit there as the wind whistles around the mountain around us, the flames in front of us starting their slow descent towards us, the wall of fire behind us unmoving. I'm sorry. What are you sorry for, Oveja? If I didn't fall back there, Miriam would still be alive. She wouldn't have had to throw herself on top of me like that. To the shit show right now? It's practically the end of the world up here now. The fire lines finally meet, fully engulfing us as an inferno. It's off in the distance at the very least. There would have been no way to make it, just like there's no way to escape now. Hey, we just need to come up with a plan. Against the wall of fire? Maybe the wind will change back. Has it really been a whole day? I can't tell anymore. I'm pretty sure that I passed out a few times there. I'm starting to get too tired from the ash too. Are we really that doomed? I think so. The tears finally start to make it to my eyes. I don't want to die out here. I just finished school. Oh yeah? College? High school, actually. This is my first summer job even. Shit, you didn't even get to party that much, huh? No, it was really short. At least you figured yourself out, unlike our Otter here. Chip always has been a little dense. Hey, are you guys being mean? It's nice, isn't it, to find someone like yourself to connect with? Yeah, it was nice. I like that even you guys are kind of the same, even if it's the opposite side. It makes for some really fun parties. That's a stereotype. What are you guys talking about? The two of them turn to me, then start to laugh. Hey, this isn't funny. I know we're all screwed, but this isn't fair. We're talking about what we like, Nutria. Isn't it obvious, Chip? It seems really obvious to me. Who we like? You mean... You need to get out of the closet. It's literally burning down around you. I always thought that you and Dell were doing shady shit behind Janice's back, to be honest. I would never cheat on her. Didn't you say that that was a stereotype? It's just Chip, not us in general. What is this us? People who like boys and girls. My face burns. What are you talking about? That's crazy. Did you not hook up with Ernesto last night? What? Oh my god. How does she know? I didn't even see you guys till later, but it was obvious. How he was leading you around. All those fucked up things Janice said. I'm not like that. Wait, you like girls too? I thought you were with Duke last night. See, it was just as obvious as you and Ernesto were a thing. This is crazy. I don't... Chip, why are you denying it? We're in like company. No one should know. No one should be like this. Don't ever forget that. I don't think it's right. At least we found the issue. Chip, it's a little late about not wanting to go to hell. We're already here. This isn't forever, though. Wait, what girl were you with? Janice wouldn't cheat. Are you stupid? But Miriam's... Well, she wasn't dead when we did it. No, she's older. By just a few years. You should have seen the older guys who like young, strapping, and fit wolves. My stomach turns a few times. That definitely can't be right. It's just different for some people. For most people. So, how long have you guys known that you were... different? As long as I can remember liking people like that. I think that I even had those little kid crushes on boys. This isn't happening. I get that. I only had those for boys. It wasn't until the last 2 years of high school, to be honest. The summer before us girls had a slumber party, and I think that it made something in my brain just rewire. It was innocent, of course, but I realized. Oh, that's devious. Going undercover. It wasn't like that. I didn't even realize till much after. What about you, Nutria? How should I answer that? For once, I'm not being timed. Well, Chip, how did you know that you like boys and girls, or when did you know? I didn't know until this trip. I'm not like that. I still don't know what I like. I think at this point in the way that he's reacting, it's like, I didn't know until this trip because like in every single route that he gets to be with a guy, meaning Dale, Duke, and Ernesto, it's sort of like, I mean, I guess we can be with each other. I guess that's an option that I wasn't ever thinking about. And then with Trisha, Janice, and Miriam, it's like, oh yeah, this feels natural. Like, yeah, I've done this before. So I didn't know until this trip. I fidget with my fingertips. I've been with Jan for so long that I've never thought about it. I knew that I liked her for a while too, so it never came up in my mind. Okay, what about you and Dale then? I've been wondering about that too. Did Dale even like dudes? I'm going to be very straightforward with you, Nutria. Ernesto places his paws on my shoulder. I've literally never met another man who wanted to suck dick more than that otter in my entire life. Trisha starts to laugh deeply from her stomach, her paws going to hold her sides. I'm being serious. I don't know if he liked girls or not to, but he wanted you so bad, Chip. It almost made me jealous. I never saw it like that. Maybe Trisha is right. You really are dense. Dale and I were friends for so long, best friends. It just seemed like that's what guys do. Maybe in a world that isn't as homophobic as ours. Maybe in a place not as specious or religious. What does religion have to do with it? I know you're not Catholic like us, but aren't you Mormon? Not actively. Do you pay any attention when you go to the temples? Not at all. Sometimes? The wind starts to blow harder in the distance. What the hell is going on? The forest begins to howl, the remaining tree line shaking as the wind speed continues to climb. Is it a storm? There's no rain on the forecast. There wasn't any wind either. The booming thunder rings out above us. The sky is angry and deep, The roar louder than I've ever heard in a flash flood and echo. If there is thunder, then there is... A bolt of lightning strikes down right above us. The tallest tree at the crest of the hill shatters and splits, fire raging out in the hollow, burn as the trunk splits in two. Fuck! The ash and soot are lifted from the ground, choking and blocking our vision even more. Stay together! Ernesto's paw reaches out for me first. I take it, anchoring myself to the wolf as the wind threatens to knock us off our feet. This is crazy, like nothing that I've ever heard before. Another boom of thunder directly above us. Get down! Ernesto throws himself to the ground, and I go tumbling after him, our paws still linked together. Huh? A bolt of lightning strikes Trisha directly on the head. The light blinds me for a few seconds, my vision burnt with the image of Trisha's body erupting in a shower of sparks. She crumbles to the ground as soon as it's over. Trisha! It's like we're in one of Mr. Cooper's Pulp Fiction comics. Trisha's eyes are closed, the sheep's wool and skin covered in burn marks. Is she breathing? I don't know. How can you tell? Check her pulse. How do I do that? Aren't you supposed to be the lifeguard or something? I only know CPR. Do that. I start compressions over Trisha's chest, my paws moving faster than my mind can keep up with. The technique isn't that old, but it's spread fast through the aquatic species culture, even down to Echo. We had to practice in case the unthinkable happened with one of our people, and I made sure to practice before coming up here for work. I bring my muzzle down and breathe into her mouth after the required number of compressions. Nothing. Keep trying. I give Trisha another round of compressions followed by another attempt to get her lungs running. Nothing. It's not working. The wind continues to howl, the far-off wall of fire in the distance finally coming close to us. It's threatening to push us into the burnt hillside, most of the flames subsiding, at least enough for us to run down from the oncoming wall of inferno. One more time. There is another roar of thunder. Lightning strikes a nearby tree, splitting it into another inferno of falling trunks. Directly over Trisha and me. No! Ernesto tackles me out of the way at the last second, the trunk crushing most of Trisha's body. Her ashy wool catches fire. She doesn't start screaming at the very least. Fuck! It just keeps getting worse. We need to get off this hill. With the coming wave of fire headed straight at us, we head down the hill as we come up. It doesn't take us very long running down before a torrent of rain begins to fall on us. The thunderstorm lets out another roar and bolt of lightning nearby. Another tree catches fire as the ground below us starts to soften and loosen. Ash and soot churn and blend below us as a dark cloud of rain practically dumps its entire self on top of us. My clothes are soaked in a few seconds, the ground becoming slippery and wet. And as we're almost at the bottom of the hill, a roar of rocks and mud comes sliding from the top, upturned and loosened earth headed directly towards us. Ernesto slips on the wet mud, landing directly in the way of the oncoming torrent. Yeah, save him. I have to try and save Ernesto. I'm coming. I head straight towards him, ignoring the oncoming wave of muck and earth headed straight towards us. Help me! The wolf reaches out a paw. It's my time to take him by the wrist. I lock around him, my paw pulling him with all of my strength. He's stuck in the mud, the ground literally swallowing him as the downpour continues to wash us away. My arms are tattered and my muscles feel broken and used, but I don't stop. I put everything into this, all of my being, all of my own this time. But he breaks for a moment later with a pop, and the mud filling the hole where his body was stuck a moment later. The rocks are almost at us. We flop out into the dirt, our feet threatening to sink below the inches of debris with every step. I almost trip just as we make it to the edge of the onslaught, my tail stuck on unseen foliage under the layer of mud. Ernesto saves me at the last second, tackling me out of the way and ripping my tail away from the brush. The two of us sit there for a few minutes, panting and breathing hard as tons of earth swirl past us, our lives inches from being crushed below a torrent. The rain continues to pour heavier on top of us. The closest flames to us start to snuff out more and more. Our muzzles turn to each other, mouths open and breathing hard. I don't have it in me for a kiss right now, even though it feels right. Eventually, I make it to a standing tree, crawling next to it and leaning back against it. Fire starts to smolder around us as we continue to catch our breath. I look to Ernesto, trying to find that glimpse of happiness in his snout, only to see a grotesque statue behind him, hanging in the tree line, the only remains of a burnt tree. What the fuck is that? Ernesto turns towards my pointed finger. An intricate and complex pattern of stones and metal wire form an arch shape tied to the tree canopy. It hangs just away from us, high into the air. Looks like some religious shit. Maybe some natives in the area? It's like barbed wire strung high into the air. A bad omen. Do we just leave it there? Yeah, whatever is going on is done for now. Ernesto gets to his feet, brushing off most of the debris on his clothes. He walks to me, paw upturned as the rain continues to pour around us. I have you, chulo. His eyes are wary and sullen. I'm sure mine are as well. Is it over? I think so. This is so crazy. How did this happen? We just got unlucky, like I said. But we're alive. We're all that's left. I expect a signature toothy grin at this point. But there's just that same sad expression. That was sad to have Miriam die like that. I kind of wish that she would have died in the mudslide though. That it would have been like, oh, there is a mudslide coming because, you know, when there is a forest fire, there is the risk of the fire and, you know, burning or getting stuck in like the fire and of course burning. But forest fires do start like random thunderstorms because the heat and the ash and everything starts to create a lot of static, and that causes the thunderstorm, and that can cause the rain, which then causes flooding, which mixes with the ash and then with everything that's already like burned and everything, and it just creates the flash floodings and the mudslides and everything. So, I mean, that would have been not preferable for her to die in a mudslide, being crushed by earth and rocks and stuff, but I like to have her just be killed by lightning is a little like, oh my god. And I kind of would have liked for her to have survived too. Even though this was the Ernesto route and like logically either only you, no one, or both of you survive. Because that's how these routes work. I would have liked for her to at least been there too. Like the only like really nice person, Trisha, survives with these two. But no, she died. I mean, Ernesto lived, so that's the plus. But did he live well? Did Chip live well? Who knows? Also, while we're on the screen of the music, in case you didn't know, the visual novel music is different in some cases from the one that I use because YouTube always throws like the little red flags like, hey, you don't have the right to this music. And they get mad, so I have to change it. Sometimes they don't notice that a specific song is being used, but sometimes they do notice. So that's why in some cases, you'll hear different music than from what is being played in the visual novel. Just in case you're following along, because some people do follow along when I'm reading. Like they'll have the visual novel open, but they'll be hearing me narrate it for them, even though like it's right here. But yeah. I do like that this one is like more realistic. It's like there's a forest fire and it's overtaking everything and you guys have to survive and yeah. It feels a little bit more devastating, I guess, because it is real. Like this is something that can actually happen. There isn't a witch, there isn't any Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees or anything like that, you know, chasing these people, trying to kill them. It is a forest fire. All of them are present now. Woo. Which just leaves one character whose route needs to be played. And this one, I believe, is going to be a little bit different from the rest of them. But yeah, that's all that I can say about this. But like, yeah, it also makes sense that he would be like behind Dale because, I mean, Chip is with Janice in this picture. So of course, Ernesto's going to be with Dale. It would be funny if he was like sitting behind Dale and Chip. Like right there where Chip has like his arm back, like holding like an arm over both of them. I mean, there is enough space between Chip and Janice, like for Ernesto's arm to be like wrapped around. But no, I guess. I did like Ernesto because he was, I think out of most of the cast, with the exception of Trisha and a little bit of Miriam, but not actually more Trisha, I think him and Trisha are the most like pragmatic characters. They're the ones that are more like, let's focus on what's going on, deal with what's going on to save ourselves. And everyone else is like, oh my god, something supernatural is happening, and blah, 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 blah. Even Duke, who seems to be one of the three characters in the story who knows more or less what's going on with respect to the supernatural stuff in Echo, because, you know, his grandfather, Clifford Tibbets, would be telling him what's going on. He often gets like lost in what's going on in Camp Ash. He doesn't keep a level head. Like he was more worried about like stopping the cannibal cultists or cannibal people from finding this thing, which didn't really pop up. That's one of the things that I didn't like in each route, but I think it's because it's all going to be connected with the final route. Now that everyone is present, I guess we'll find out what's... I know that you're not supposed to play the final route unless you've played all of them already because reasons, which I'm not going to get into but yeah. Anyways, back to Ernesto. Still like him. I do agree that there should be a Leo plush, and there should be a Leo plush before there is a Chunter plush, if there ever is one. Because I want Leo first. I would have also liked a Nikolai plush, but apparently because of what happens, there will never be any more the Smoke Room plushies. Only the Will one that was initially sold is gonna sell, and there's not gonna be any more Will plushies, any more Nikolais, Cliffords, or Murdochs made because of what happened. So yeah. I want a Leo plush at least. I want one plush for Echo Project. I already have 1, 2, 3. I already have 6 plushies from Popcorn Press. I want one from Echo. I could go with a Leo and a Karl at least. For arches, I want both Devin and Cam, and I want them to have magnets in their hands so that they hold hands together. For Ad Astra, I would like a Neferu. Well, for Camilla, I guess. Anyways, you know, you could probably make like merch for Camp Ash. Like from the characters that are not explicitly part of, actually no, that all these characters are part of Echo in some way, form, or another. Never mind. Unofficial merch, maybe? No, just kidding. I don't know. I'm tired. It's actually not even that late, but I'm tired. I am ready and stoked to read the final route. It's nice to have them all right here. Anyways, if you like Camp Ash, no. Anyways, write down in the comments what you think, or I guess what you thought of Ernesto's side of the story, his route. And thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Camp Ash yourself, you can do so by going down to the link in the description, which will have a direct link for the HO page where you can download and play the game yourself. if you would like to support them, there is no form of support, but like if they ever had one, I will link that down. If you would like to support the channel, you could become a channel member, which gives you early access to these videos as they're being scheduled. And it does show me that you like what I'm doing, I guess. So it's like, hey, monthly basis. Here, videos earlier. If you can't do that for whatever reason, I do have a Ko-fi. You could support it there. Any form of support is appreciated. Like, subscribe, whatever. I do have a throne in case you're feeling overly generous, but I know with what's happening around the world and what's specifically happening in the US, that's probably not possible anytime soon. So like, yeah, don't feel obligated. But yeah, I guess that's it for now, and I will see you in the final route.